Hi, I'm Rick Lobdell. Welcome to another episode of Concrete Mystique, the podcast. I want to thank Surfcoat for sponsoring the show. Go to surfcoat.com and check out all their great products. Follow me on all social media platforms. Today on the show is my good friend, Ben Wiese. Hi, welcome to another episode of the Concrete Mystique Show. We are live at the ASCC conference in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And this time I get to hang out with my buddy Ben Wiese. Now, is it Wise or Weiss?
Wiese.
Wiese.
Oh, yeah.
And I said Wise on purpose just to have fun with it because I always wonder about that.
Yeah.
But it's Weiss.
Wiese.
Wiese. See, I said it wrong again. Wiese.
Yeah.
We. Remember we.
Remember
Wiese.
we.
Remember we. This is about us.
Yes, it is.
So my first question always with everybody around when you started to ask it before we sat down is how long have we known each other? When was the first time? It's not really how long, but do you remember the first time we met?
Unforgettable. Yeah.
Oh, no. This is scary.
No, it's not. It's not. 2008, I believe, at an ASCC conference.
Nope. I didn't start going to ASCC until 2011.
Okay.
Chicago, 2011 is the first one I went to.
So it had been World of Concrete then.
Okay, that's why I brought that up.
Yeah. Yeah, because Rick and I are fixtures at World of Concrete.
We have become that, yes.
So, yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, no, it's been a long, long time. I guess when the relationship got really deep, though, was at ASCC.
Yes.
So, I mean,
and that's always why I asked that question, because my problem is sometimes I don't remember when we actually met.
Yeah.
But I remember the conversations we've had, or when we finally actually start to talk to each other.
Yes.
Because there's a difference there.
Absolutely.
You know, especially when I'm out there doing all my artistry and doing stuff. People talk to me all the time or say hi to me, and no, don't remember any of those.
Absolutely.
But it's that time that I finally sit down and get to know you is when I remember.
Absolutely, and that's a beautiful thing because the situation, World of Concrete, you're talking to truly thousands of people within just a couple of days time period. Some of us who are truly fixtures at the show, you're doing classes or you're doing things from Monday through Friday, and you're just like, well, didn't you? Well, I remember seeing you.
Yeah.
Dude, I talked to 150 people within the hour after you walked away. Even if it was just hi, it doesn't matter. That was, we had an ADD moment where I was, oh, hi, So no, but the true connection. And I think I actually have. You remember the photo that I took of you and Nick?
Yes.
And turned it into a cartoon. Yeah.
It was comic
strip. Yep. Absolutely.
One of my favorite photos of me of all time, without a question.
Awesome.
And I'm not saying that just because you're sitting in front of me.
Yeah. Well, it's because it's Rick. I captured you, but that's the thing is that when you actually get to know someone, I knew what that would mean for you because it was a situation of, it was something that I had been playing around with my kids. And, I was like, oh, I know who will just love this.
It's funny you say that because one of the guys I work with, as a joke, got a Bob Ross air freshener for me and left it on my desk. And he thought he was being sarcastic. And I was like, where did you get this? How many were there? Can I buy more? And he's just like, I was just doing it as a joke. I'm like, no, this is awesome.
Exactly.
Thank you very much. I'm so excited you gave this to me.
Exactly.
This is amazing. And he was just like,
Yep.
That backfired.
And it's not a backfire. Those types of things, that's actually knowing someone.
Yeah.
And that's when the friendships get deep enough, and that's part of ASCC. Is that you begin to actually develop you've got a brotherhood with all of these people, and the relationship constantly gets deeper, and the more that you actually are here, there's a support structure that you're able to reach out, because it wasn't just a surface relationship.
It's funny you say that because the first year I came, and in the first 2 years I was a non-member, but the first year I came, I got to know this core group of people. And I was like, okay, I get it. I'm going to do this. I'm still coming out of the economy tank trying to find my way and trying to figure out if I can afford it and everything like that. Mm-hmm. But I was so excited about the next year and seeing this group of people again. And then I get there, none of them are there.
Yeah.
And I have to start all over. And I
Yep.
know nobody. I don't know what to do. I knew a couple people that I talked to the year before.
Yeah.
It was awkward for that first day. By the end of that conference, I'm still friends with those people still to this day.
Absolutely.
And that's the
Yeah.
amazing thing about this organization. It is a Friends for Life organization. You could come here for just 2 years, but you're never going to forget the people that you met here, and and you can always get a hold of them. It becomes such a, I'm not going to say it's a family thing, but it becomes very friendship oriented, a very deep friendship. It's not just we're associates.
Yeah, and that's right. I mean, because it's a situation of there is a familial to it. Okay, there is that situation of but it's more of a brotherhood. It's in the same way that a union operates, where you care about everyone that you're working with. It's frankly it's healthy relationships.
Yeah, that's
if
a
you
very
wanna
good way
really,
to say it. I agree. So, okay, how long have you been a member of ASCC? And I know you've worked with a couple of different companies, but you
Yeah.
personally, how long have you been coming to ASCC?
I believe since 2008.
Since
So
2008.
it might have been 7, but I believe it's 8.
So we're talking
There's
15 years
15 years. Yeah.
now. What makes you keep coming back? It's not just to
This-
come hang out with me and
it's-
speak
well,
in front of a mic.
No, but the mic is like, come on, Rick. No, this is no. But so why do I do this? This is so as with both companies that I've been with, because I don't jump around. This is a situation, but it's I like stability. I like to be able to have that. But that's this here as well. Why do I come back? From a support standpoint, this is the most important thing that.
And while you're talking, I'm going to fix something. I forgot to turn the lights on.
Okay.
You keep talking.
This is the most important thing that I believe a company can belong to and to support, specifically because the function of ASCC is to support our customers. So as an associate member, as a manufacturer, my involvement in ASCC is not so much to be here to sell my product. It's wonderful. I do have that. It deepens my relationships with my contractors, but the big deal is to help them and to be a resource for them. And not only that, by being a part of the organization, I'm helping to do what I can to help fund their support structure as a whole.
Okay, so let's backtrack for a second. I got a couple questions based on what you said. Okay, so first of all, I've never made a dime off of anything coming here. I've never done a project because of my contacts here.
Yep.
It's never been that goal. Of course, in the beginning, I dreamed of that, but I got over that quickly because
Yes,
I
you
was
do.
learning too much here. I was learning
Yep.
way too much here.
Absolutely.
But with the idea that you are helping your contractors that are coming to this event, how is that different from World of Concrete?
World of Concrete is, you're showing your products, you're there, you're getting bumped. World of Concrete, you do not have the time to personally connect. And the personal connection that comes here, and not so just much of the personal connection, but there's a calmness to the relationships here. You're not pushed. They're not having to run and jump to the next thing. When you're at World of Concrete, you're at a buffet table, and you're trying to take a taste of everything, and
So it's just too overwhelming.
You're-
Because
exactly.
I mean, the other thing to that too is we're here in one hotel.
Yes.
There's not 30 hotels, 50 hotels, 100 hotels staggered over 20 miles.
Yep.
It is all right here, right now. And that's one of my favorite parts of coming here too. I tell people all the time, you can go to World, as an artist, you can go to World of Concrete and you can perform in front of thousands and thousands of people.
Yeah.
You can go to a decorative concrete show and you can work in front of maybe a couple thousand people.
Yeah.
But at least those people are more in tune to what you're doing. But you come here and it's one hotel, 300 people, some of the most influential people of all time.
Yeah.
The people that have done everything in the book and can help you with anything that you could possibly imagine. and they have nowhere else to go. They can't run away from you. They have all the time in the world, just like you do, and
Yeah.
they do take the time to talk to you about that. And where else can you find something like that?
Well, so when you say artist, because I'm a musician, you're an artist, doing your thing on that, different mediums, actually the same type of people, when it really comes to it. And
I question that sometimes, but we'll get to that another day.
But it's that funny. That's funny. But when we look at this, so you mentioned World of Concrete. Okay, World of Concrete is incredible. It's like stadium rock. Okay, it is full on rock concert type thing.
Where the band is a tiny little ant in the far distance that you can barely see, but you're there with everybody else cheering them on. That's a good point. That's a very good point. I like that.
And the decorative concrete shows are that's those types of things where we do those. Those are more intimate, but they're like county fairs.
Yeah.
Okay. ASCC and our functions are more the coffee shop, the bistro type thing, where you actually are truly you're smiling at somebody and interacting and doing all of the things. And there's I don't know, I still go back to it, a lot of it is so much just that brotherhood. There is it is familial to a point, but it is really it's a special. You don't get this anywhere else.
No, I don't think so either, and that's why I've been been trying to be such a big part of it for so many years. I still can't get over it, and I talk about it all the time through everybody I've been talking to. I'm an artist.
Mm-hmm.
I went to art school.
Yes.
We don't have this in my world. This doesn't exist.
Yeah.
You don't go to an art convention and hang out with your manufacturers and ask them how you can use your paint better.
No.
It doesn't happen.
No.
And so to be able to sit here with all these manufacturers and all of these other people that have done something similar to what I've done, or a lot of other people a little different. You're right. I mean, it's not just the brotherhood, but I mean it's just the connection, the opportunity, the fact that I can call you, and I know without a shadow of a doubt I can call you anytime I feel like it.
Yep.
And you're going to answer that phone. We're going to have a good conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I pride myself on, and I think that some people should take away from the idea of networking, is it's not just that we network right here, right now, and that we're here for 4 days networking right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's, I'm going to call you 2 months from now just to say hi.
Absolutely.
And what's wrong with that?
There's and that is the beauty of this. I mean, these are such true relationships. I mean, you look at our relationship with the Macmillans in New Zealand.
Absolutely.
Okay. One of the finest.
Although I'm a little ticked off with them because
I
they
know.
were in Nashville and they didn't say hi to me. They were 1 mile from my house and didn't say hi to me.
I know. Yeah. Hey, this is going live.
Oh,
Angus,
it's okay.
Carol.
I will
all right.
let them know
Yeah.
about it again before I leave.
But the thing is, though, I mean, you look at that. Angus is one of the finest skate park builders
It's amazing.
in the world.
And he's in New Zealand.
He's in New Zealand. Right?
Mind-blowing.
And such an active ASCC member that they make the trip specific.
Oh, that's that thing. Don't worry about it.
So it's
That means the recording of the video stopped.
okay,
And that's okay because I'm still collecting all the audio.
and that's great.
It is.
So,
Not a problem whatsoever.
but when we look at that, they're coming from New Zealand. They don't just come from New Zealand for ASCC annual conference. They come to World of Concrete every year. They come to the Self conference. They come to this has become
They come
a
to
family.
Self also?
They have, I believe. That's the, and so when you do that, because and they attend their mixed groups.
Well, and the thing about that, too, is they're a contractor. With a manufacturer, you think, okay, well, someone's paying for their trip. They're a contractor. It's no different than me. I'm here, my guys aren't doing anything or barely doing anything at all because I don't trust them or all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They're coming to another country for over a week because of the travel alone.
Oh, well,
And
so
shutting
that
their
they
company
can,
down potentially. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sure they're still doing stuff, but
Absolutely.
there is that
Yes.
scary thing of
Yes,
like,
they
if
are.
I'm not there, I'm always worried about what they're doing without me there. And so, that's a hard thing as a contractor to take a week to come do this, let alone a couple weeks of
Yeah.
that happening and stuff like that.
Well, but they're as they do their thing, they come over here. Their daughter's still running the business over there, doing their things, but they're over, and there are literally hundreds of our, that they're far flung, and they are here every time. It's one of the only organizations that you're going to rub shoulders with, the little guys all the way up to the $1 billion a year organizations, that and we're all they're open to talk to you about anything.
Anything. Like to
Anything
sit
at all.
down with Angus and see how they polish
Mm-hmm.
the curved vertical edges of their skate park, the detail.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't think that it would take that much to make a
Absolutely.
skate park.
Yeah, no.
Just for an example in this organization.
And the other side of it is to sit down with the biggest tilt contractors in the world, that are and will give you the time of day. To sit down with the officers of ASCC. It's not, oh, I'm the president. No. If you're like that, you got no business being the president.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But this organization, there is none of that. You look at Mike Schneider, one of the most lovely, people-loving individuals.
One of the most influential of all time.
Yeah, and he's chief people officer, at Baker. That's his job.
And to the same point too, I've gone to Cincinnati.
Yep.
I've told him I'm coming. He has made arrangements to go out to dinner with me.
Yeah.
And he doesn't need to do anything with me. I have nothing to do with his world at all, other than this organization.
Yes.
And yet he's still willing to take the time to go, hey, let's go hang out, let's chat.
Yeah.
Perfect example. I mean,
Yeah.
one of the nicest people in this entire industry, without a question.
Yeah.
And also very humble. When you say, oh man, you're so influential, he's like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
No, I'm not at all.
Yeah.
Just because they put me on the front cover of a magazine and wrote this article about me doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Well, it does to us, but you can believe what you want to believe. It's
Yeah.
a big deal to me. I haven't had my face on the front cover of a magazine because I'm influential or anything like that.
Yeah.
I think that's a huge ordeal, and to be such a nice guy at the same time is rare.
Well, I believe it's actually one of the core functions of having a truly balanced being. And so, you understand, I mean, you and I have been doing this for a long time. I'm 25 years in the industry now, very, very in-depth in concrete. And, I always tell people, concrete to me, overall, I've poured concrete all over the world, been, place and finish concrete, done it all 50 states, all over Canada. When you do those kind of things, you see a lot. You're a part of a lot, and you actually learn a lot. Okay, you know a lot. No, listen. When you truly understand concrete, it's the same as in the artistry of concrete, and you do your thing. We are learning every single day. Every day is different. Every concrete load is different. Every pour is different. And all it does, I explain it this way, that concrete is like standing in front of the ocean, and that the water in the ocean, let alone the molecules that make up the water and the stuff that's solubilized and everything in it, that represents concrete. Okay? And what we know about concrete, we can hold in a thimble. It makes you feel like you should dump it out.
Okay.
That's all I know about
You really
it.
think that's all we know about concrete of all
Well,
materials?
No, when I say that, I'm referencing because you are learning so much, you think but the more that you know about concrete, the more you realize how big it is and the more you don't know about it. You
Sure.
are only understanding certain functions of concrete that you can put the dotted lines together. Okay, I don't care how much you know about it. There's mapping the genome of concrete. We've mapped the human gene. I don't know that they will ever map concrete to that level.
I don't even know if they've mapped the human gene completely yet.
But you understand what I'm saying?
But yes, I mean, it is just as complicated. I get where you're going with it.
And that's the thing where it's when we talk about curing, when we talk about, the place and finish, and, when we start talking about water demand and all these things that are going on with 1L, and we're trying to understand all this stuff, we don't know what we don't know.
Well, but the problem with that is the industry is changing things without our knowledge or without being prepared. And we are rolling with it and trying to figure it out. That's not normal.
Yeah.
And to that same point, name another industry that just throws a curveball out of nowhere and doesn't tell you. And then all of a sudden we have to figure it out. And again, that's the beauty of this organization, because no, I didn't know that was a problem. I walked in here yesterday, sat down at the first meeting and was like, what?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I didn't know that. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
Because I don't pour concrete. So all of a sudden I've got to think of a whole new issue. And while we were sitting there having that problem, Brandon Meeks is like, I just poured 200 yards of concrete and had this problem. I didn't know they did that. And all of a sudden it filters down into all of our people and going, oh, we have a new thing we have to address now. And if we didn't have this organization, how would they address it?
Yeah, well, we've been doing it for quite a few years now. You know, the 1L and the situations, we've been having issues with it. We've been doing things, but we have been figuring out answers to it as well. Okay, but we figure them out because of all being able to be together.
Yeah.
And so we begin understanding things at first anecdotally, because you're putting your understanding of it. You know, you've got, well, this is what's going on, and then, you know, okay, that's going on, that's happening. This is.
I mean, I'm sure it's just
why?
as crazy the first time they added fiber to the concrete.
Well,
and how much fiber to add and all that kind of ins and outs and what size fiber. It's not just let's do one thing and go.
Yeah. Well, today we had, you know, I mean, so we had one of our sessions today was we had a panel, we had a board. There were 4 people, and it was Dr. Ken Hover was one of the people in the audience, and he said today, best panel of all time ever. You know, and this is someone who's, you know, I mean, he's not retiring yet. I mean, Lord, we want to keep him around forever. You know, I mean, but he's when someone of that level says best panel ever, you know, this is somebody who's done panels. He's done panels forever,
Tons
right?
and
He's
tons
done,
of them, of course.
You know, I mean, and you know, so but Jason Wimberly said something today that was so incredible, and it's so right. But he said that, you know, 1L right now, that change, and what we're seeing, is actually probably the closest thing that we have to that was when we first were introduced to water reducers.
Really?
And so when you think of what that did and
right.
how long it took us to learn how to even control that and to do what we do, and you still get people, they just blindly, oh, well, do this, do that, and don't understand the unintended consequences. Right now, that's what we're seeing with 1L is the unintended consequences. So not understanding what that, you know, don't just blindly do that. You know, that PLC alert that we put out as ASCC needs to be followed. You need to make sure that you're doing your test bores. You need to make sure that you're doing the things so that, you know, cooperate with your supplier.
If you were not a member of ASCC, you wouldn't know any of this.
Absolutely.
It comes back to that whole point of why we're here, why we're doing this,
Yeah.
why we're talking about it.
We protect each other.
It's an interesting point, yeah.
Yeah, those things. I mean, when you look at the resources are deep. They are deep. You know, being able to have those position statements, being able to have things that are prepared by PhDs, and you know, they're written. It's not you. It's not a letter that Rick wrote. This was written by ASCC. It's been peer reviewed, and we have this. This is the position statement 46.
It would
water cement ratio for trial finished floors.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello.
It's amazing.
So-
And that's just one thing in all the thousands of things that you have access to being here that can help you with your company even more.
Let alone, you know, that hotline.
Everybody's-
What
I know.
hotline? What hotline? Oh, well, there's like 3-4 of them. You know, you got the safety hotline. Ooh. You know, you've got the decorative concrete hotline, the polishing hotline, the general hotline. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, and it doesn't matter what size company you are. You can, as a member, you can call that, and you're getting not just backup, man. You got an army behind you.
Yeah, it is pretty amazing. Between that and the forum,
Yes.
those are the two things we talk about the most here.
Yeah, the email forum, the things that are going on constantly. we're supporting each other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is a very supportive group. I do agree.
Yeah. So
Well, I want to thank you for joining me.
thank you very
This
much.
has been a
Rick.
blast. Next time we're actually going to talk personal and get to know each other a little bit more, maybe.
be good.
But, then we wouldn't be at the ASCC convention and we wouldn't be talking about ASCC. We might bring it up.
Yeah.
But there's so many things for us to talk about that we don't get to on a regular basis,
Yeah.
or we do, not on mic. So
Yep.
I look forward to the next time when we get to talk a lot more in depth and get to know each other even more.
Thank you very much, Rick.
Thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Concrete Mystique, the podcast. Go to ascconline.org to find out more about all the benefits you can get by becoming a member. A big thanks to Surfcoat for sponsoring this show. Check out surfcoat.com for all their great products. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and have a great day.